Hey everybody, Scott Stoltz here with another Teaching to Lead moment that I would like to share with you. So recently I sat down to do an exercise where I was looking at my job history, and I was doing this because I wanted to take a good look top to bottom and see what patterns or nuggets of wisdom or insight that I could pull from my work history that I can share in my content or in talks or workshops or whatever and pull that out. And I had thought about this before in small fragments or chunks, but never like big picture, top to bottom or start to finish. But as I looked through, the biggest takeaway that I had was that all of my jobs, all of my positions, ever since leaving journalism, I studied journalism in college and worked for the student paper. I'd always wanted to be a sports writer, and I did that for my first 2 years out of school. But then I left, and every left that industry, and every position I had after leaving journalism was a completely new role, completely new type of position, and a different type of company for me. I left, I went to work for a health insurance company after a student paper, had no background there. I went to work for a smaller software company in Boston in the early 2000s, little to no experience there. Later in the 2000s, I went to New Orleans to do volunteer work. And after Hurricane Katrina, helped start a nonprofit and do a lot of disaster relief work, worked with some amazing people who I learned a lot from, but I had no background in any of that. And, basically the list goes on to my last company with CVS Health, where I got a job. I had some healthcare experience, but both roles that I had while I was at CVS Health were completely new roles for me in different areas. One in Medicare government services, and then in procurement, which was under finance. So my point is that it really just jumped out at me because I actually was preparing to do a workshop with some grad students later that week, and I knew I would want to share, like, what are some good things or nuggets that I can pull from my job history to share with these folks. And the biggest thing that I took, and I ended up talking about it to the class, was, you may think you need or want to have a specific 2 or 3 or 5 year plan, but be prepared because life throws a lot of different opportunities at you that you would never think of. And I've talked about and shared some of that before and been very aware. But I think the bigger lesson for me in this, as I looked at my work history, was I was able to jump in and do these jobs without a lot of experience and do them pretty well for the most part, and if not very well. And I learned a ton. Like, it's not even about how well I did. It was more, I learned a lot. I was around different people, new and different types of people with different backgrounds from what I had. I mean, if you stay in the same industry or niche your entire career, and there's nothing wrong with that, but if that's what's meant for you, but if you do, you're going to be around the same type of people or people with similar backgrounds for an extended period of time. Whereas if you try something new, then in all likelihood, you're going to be around people with different or new backgrounds or people you haven't been around before. And you end up learning from them, and you get great lessons, and it's great exposure for you, and just it represents some variety and change and gives you different perspective. And those were the things that, as I looked at my job history, that's what jumped out at me. That's what I thought about, was I was able to jump in and do different roles that I had very little background in. Did my best, applied the skills that I have that are applicable at whatever job you have, and I learned what I needed to learn. But more importantly, was I was around and in different situations that I was able to learn even more about. And it just exposed me to different things. And I think that it's one of the reasons why I'm in a place today where I feel like I want to and can help people, because I was able to do different things and, just jumping in and trying it. So I'm not saying to be reckless and not to give thought to what you want to do. Always give thought, be deliberate, make really intelligent decisions. You don't want to just jump willy-nilly to any old job or any type of opportunity or position. But at the same time, don't be afraid to try something new. Don't let, you're in the back of your mind, we talk ourselves in, often we talk ourselves into like these 2 or 3 or 5 year plans, and we think we need to stay on a certain track. No, you don't. You don't have to do that at all. You might find a better opportunity or something that is going to be that's going to allow for more growth from you by doing something new or different. So I shared all that day, and I've actually shared it a couple times since, and it's just become embedded in my head. Like, my work history is more than, a little bit of a differentiation in industries that I was in, journalism, healthcare and insurance, technology, back to healthcare. if I took all the roles that I had together, I was like, wow, I learned this here and that there and met these kind of people here and worked with people from different countries and backgrounds in this role. It was pretty cool. I really like thinking about it, and it helped me understand better how I learned along the way. So be open-minded. If it works for you, give something else a shot, and you never know what it might bring. So I just wanted to share that. It's something that really stuck out with me, and it's a good lesson learned. And I'm going to continue to share it with people that I meet. And hopefully it adds different perspective. And, I just thought I would share and maybe give a little perspective to you guys. So thanks for listening as always. And as usual, check me out online on my YouTube channel under Scott Stoltz for more videos. And my new website, or my redone website, is now available still at scottstoltz.com. So check that out. I have a lot of my videos on there too. And thanks again for listening. You guys have a great week. All right, bye.